What's going on, my friends? Welcome on out to Behind the Energy Podcast, where we dive into behind the scenes of DJing, entrepreneurship, and all the excitement in between. We got some friends, some cool people joining us, and a lot of fun stories. So without further ado, let's jump into Behind the Energy Podcast. Episode 27 of the Behind the Energy Podcast. I'm gonna try that again. Episode 27 of Behind the Energy Podcast. I'm gonna be 27 years old this summer. That's so sad. Chandler, what's up, bro?
How's it going, my man?
It's going, dude. Just graduated school and full-time DJ, man. Things are good.
Dude, that's awesome. I'm stoked to be here, dude. I'm glad that you brought me out tonight.
Episode 27 should have been sooner, but we're finally making it happen.
Dude, it's booming now.
Chandler's a homie. He's a DJ. He's an entrepreneur. He's a husband. He does a lot. I almost don't even want to introduce you because I feel like I'm gonna butcher it. Chandler, if you could take a moment for the listeners, the viewers, to maybe do a little introduction of who you are and some of your entrepreneurial commitments and kind of what that looks like.
Yeah. So, I'm 25.
25, okay.
Yeah. Not 27 yet, so my man's got a couple of years
on me.
26,
bro. Okay, give me some slack. 25.
25, 26.
25 and grinding.
And, man, things are going good. Just been working, doing a lot of events. Recently married, been married almost, this year's 2 years. So,
2 years.
Dude, crazy.
Congrats,
crazy
man.
how time flies. And then, honestly, DJing, almost 4 years. Actually, it has been 4 years.
Really?
We're on 4 years now, this month.
Congratulations.
So my first event was 4 years ago this month.
For some reason, I feel like you've been in the game and around longer than 4 years.
It feels a lot longer, honestly.
Congratulations, though, man. 4 years, that's a big milestone.
Yeah, still a rookie in the business, but I love it, man. Things are going good.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd call that a rookie or even consider that a rookie, dude. You're making waves and you're doing big things.
Trying to do the same that a lot of others are doing around here. Trying to ride the wave with everybody else.
I say that because when I reflect back on my DJing and look at the growth at the pace, it's definitely taken me a lot longer to get where I'm at in compared to the growth that I've seen from a fly on the wall, an outside perspective, just a friend and social media and crossing paths every now and then. I feel like you've had a lot quicker growth in your time DJing and maybe even learning experience growing the business. That's why I bring that up.
Yeah. Maybe luckily in this aspect, but most aspects in life, I feel like it's little by little, taking a long time to learn those things. But DJing, well, in general, it's just more fun than anything. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why it's grown so fast, is because I never started it as a business, which is funny. People always ask me why or what made me start it. And honestly, it never was for money or anything like that. Mm-hmm. It was just for fun. It was on my 21st birthday. I always wanted to DJ. And honestly, bought some equipment. My parents went out of town for the week. Dude, this is my first event.
That would make it 2018, right?
2018.
2018.
Very start of 2018.
And you knew your parents are going to go out of town. You wanted to do something for your birthday.
Yeah.
So you literally invested into a loudspeaker PA system for your birthday. And
pretty much.
You threw a party at your house.
Pretty much I picked up, I didn't even know what I was doing.
That's dope.
I picked up this PA system, amplifier, everything, speakers 4 feet tall with a massive tweeter, subwoofers and everything.
There were passive speakers.
Passive speakers.
Okay.
So older stuff, I guess. Obviously there's a lot of nice passive stuff, but this was the older kind of speakers. But I looked at them, I was like, dude, the bigger the better when it comes to speakers. That was in my mind at the time.
Yeah. I would have done the same thing. I would have done the exact same thing.
Honestly, it was everybody, just invited everyone that I knew. Didn't even know how to DJ. Just barely had gotten these speakers the night before.
Wow.
Sitting in my garage trying to put some stuff together, and it was awesome.
I love
threw a
that.
party while my parents were out of town.
No one injured, nothing broken, none of that stuff.
We covered the floors with blankets and all that stuff. Okay. And then I had a couple buddies that are like kind of bodybuilder type.
Yeah.
Hit the gym every day, and so I called them up. I had them as my security, for the event. That's made dope. Sure no one went upstairs. Mm-hmm. And it was a successful night. So that's kind of what got things running, honestly.
So January 2018. When's your birthday?
26th.
On the 26th? Okay, bro.
We're coming up. Yeah, dude. We're like almost a week away.
This won't be out by the 26th, but when you hear this, wish Chandler a happy birthday. Let's see. So a lot obviously has happened in 4 years, and you've done a lot more in the entertainment and event industry in that time frame, not just focusing on DJing.
Right.
Tell me, and I know some of this, with the soda bar and the rentals and whatnot, but right. For the listeners, provide a little bit more context. Like, what have you expanded into in that time frame of, January 2018, starting DJing to currently to where we're at right now?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So originally, like you were saying, it started out as DJing. Mm-hmm. I loved doing parties, anything like that. Mm-hmm. So that's where it all started. And then a couple of buddies were like, "Hey, will you DJ my wedding?" Started doing a couple of weddings here on the side. This whole time, I had a girlfriend, dated, and you know how it is, man. All DJs, anyone in the event industry knows this. Bro, you don't get any Friday, Saturday, weekend nights, you don't have anymore. That's business, You're always working. So almost every Friday, Saturday night, Thursday night, maybe a weekday, gone working. So I'm like, this is bad for the relationship, but I want to keep things going, keep things smooth.
Yeah.
So honestly, I was DJing a wedding one time, and it came to my mind. There was like kind of a little soda bar set up at this wedding. I had not really seen them much before, like the catering side of it. I had seen these other businesses that you could go to. And so I said, why not? Let's start a soda bar. And my wife, she was pretty stoked about it at the time, my girlfriend. And so we had a soda bar built, and we started that.
Sorry, so you had been dating for some time now.
Yeah.
You've been together for some time.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
We'd been together we'd been together a long time.
I didn't realize that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I wasn't jumping the gun to get married quite yet. So we'd been dating for 2 years, maybe even a little bit more.
Okay.
But obviously when I first started DJing, it wasn't busy, but it started picking up after about a year or so. And so it wasn't good for the relationship almost. She was very supportive though. That was key.
I feel like we could spend a whole podcast talking about that kind of dynamic.
Yeah.
I didn't. I'm single now, but that definitely is like kind of like a tension almost that you have to balance in a relationship, whether you're married or you're dating someone.
Right.
Because your weekends are when you're working. Friday, Saturday nights. Those are prime nights. It's rare or not nearly as common to book something on a weekday.
Right.
And so. Whereas normally people work their 9-to-5 jobs Monday through Friday, it's complete opposite.
Right.
And you're working when people are off work and wanting to do something fun.
Right.
So, anyways, incredibly supportive along the way. You had been dating for some time, so she's aware of this dynamic, and you are working together to manage that.
Right.
Okay, so sorry. Please continue.
Yeah, that's something
a good
recap.
When I was dating someone, that's something that was I was constantly aware of, and scheduling time to make time for the relationship. So yeah.
So it wasn't easy, but obviously we started making it work. And what we would do is we actually still to this day it's like a discounted package. So what we try and do is book me as a DJ and the soda bar combined. So we've done multiple weddings where we're at the same event. And that's awesome. It's like, obviously she's handling the catering side. We have a few employees that work for us, she pretty much handles that side. But also we have a whole nother side now, like you were saying, with rentals.
Yes.
So we launched our company. We got Utah Wedding and Events. I representing some merch.
This guy's I saw that. I saw that like a minute ago. I'm like, dude, that looks clean.
I saw you guys. You got the DJ Live team, and I was honestly, dude, that was like one of the things I saw you guys like with your shirts and stuff, and I'm like, dude, those guys look good.
Thank you, man.
Like when you guys are going to events and stuff like that. So yeah, we launched our company, got a little swag.
So Utah Weddings and Events, the soda bar, and then do you have like an official name for the DJ branch of?
Just my name.
Chandler.
DJ C Chanz.
Okay, C Chanz. Gotcha. Okay.
Just my DJ name. That's kind of the business there, but lots of Instagrams tied in.
You've got multiple DJs on your team as well.
Right.
When you're booked and you receive an inquiry, what's that communication process like? I've got great DJs within DJ C Chanz, or
right.
Like what does that sound like with a potential client or customer?
For sure.
Yeah.
Pretty much we gauge obviously what type of event, if it's going to be, a 15-year-old birthday party or an event that is not going to be so big. So you already know off the bat kind of the price range, I guess you could say. It's not going to be like a higher end wedding, for example. So those type of events, we do have specific DJs that are almost like that's their forte. If you like could say that they can handle those things and it's like top of the line. And then it kind of works its way up in pricing. So usually for weddings, it really depends on their kind of fit, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So we're looking for the right fit. We're making sure, obviously, if I have availability, I love to shoot them a message and say, hey, obviously they found my page and they're seeing all that content, and that's probably why they're, wanting to book or looking for
coming
that.
Directly, looking for Chandler.
Yeah. So, gotcha. But our DJs, the thing is they can either rent equipment, same type of equipment that I have for that same event, if that makes sense. Just at a smaller price range. So we're trying to get everything fit so everybody has an opportunity to get their event booked with someone.
Okay.
Right.
I see. Wow. Okay.
So that's kind of how we're flowing.
I never looked at it through the lens of having additional equipment that the DJs can rent.
Right.
To book, within your team.
Right.
I like that. That's smart.
Yeah.
That's
so
very smart.
We have all sorts of different lighting and different size speakers. You know how it goes with college, high school events and stuff like that. You can't just bring 2 speakers, and a small subwoofer or something like that. You got to kind of have a bigger setup. We do staging, a little bit of that. So.
Dude, yeah, you're very impressive,
stuff.
Especially considering the 4-year time frame. I have a few notes. We're kind of just jumping around. You brought up, different size gear, high school, college. I want to talk about high school for a second.
Yeah.
This is growing to be like a little bit more of like a almost challenging or like touchy subject, at least for me and like the DJs on my team. I'm curious if you like even know where this is going.
No, I'm curious to see.
so as I continue to get older, I feel like there's even more distance between me and like the high school students. Obviously
DJing,
there is.
Yeah, I feel that.
Knowing the music and reading the crowd. I mean, you got a little bit of, or I got a little bit of time on you, age wise.
Yeah, a little bit.
But I feel like it's becoming more challenging to read the crowd and know the music that they're into.
Right.
Granted, always working to stay on top of music and be fresh with it, but another component to that is crowd control.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like nightmares or like just sometimes like
any event.
Just what's the word? Like some events, specifically high school dances, when the student body's so large and you're trying to make it pop off, playing absolute bangers.
Right.
But also you've got this balance of keeping the students excited and playing banger after banger, while also keeping it safe and maintaining crowd control.
Yeah.
Do you know the dynamic that I'm talking about? Are you understanding what I'm saying now?
I see what you're talking about, yeah.
Do you have anything to add on?
For anybody that hasn't done like high school or even college events usually have more of like security, like barriers type of thing, which is a lot better. And crowd control, to an extent, isn't as important, just because you can go crazy out there for college parties, just because crowd surfing and stuff like that at a high school, though, is totally different. Not only you have the students, but the administration. And there has been a few problems, you know, that we've ran into in the past. And it's the thing that comes up in my mind in regards to that is you're DJing. Like, you don't understand that you're queuing the next 5 songs. You're looking at your laptop. You're DJing it live, mixes.
Thank you.
And everybody, all the administration says, you need to watch our students like 24/7. So that's something that's interesting and very, I guess it could be difficult to control. But at the end of the day, if everyone's having a good time, everyone's safe, you're probably, hopefully going to be coming back.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It's just that balance of maintaining safety and having a good time.
Yeah.
I found like if I can meet the students at their level, like just want to make sure we're keeping it safe and having fun rather than like be super stern and like blunt and forward.
Yeah.
Students are more receptive to that rather than saying, who's this guy, screw him, and then retaliating.
Right.
I've definitely seen that. Don't get me wrong, like high school dances are still popping off and like still having fun.
Yeah, they're awesome.
But every now and then you do have that challenging one.
Right.
It really gets under my skin. Like I wanna provide the best possible experience. Like I wanna get absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
But like you said, you're queuing up songs, you're beat matching, you're emceeing, you're reading the crowd. You are communicating maybe with one of your team members or working with requests.
Yeah, there's a lot behind the scenes that goes on.
Okay, I'm glad. Yeah,
no,
you can relate to that.
Yeah, but yeah, no, that's why I think it's good to have a team too. Obviously, you know how it goes with high schools specifically. Yeah, everybody decides to book the same day for their high school dances and stuff like that. But it's good to have people on your team that are. Like, I have some guys on my team that most of them are younger or about the same age. And I personally don't want to be DJing a high school dance when I'm like 30 or 40. You know what I mean? It's like, that's not the end goal for me. The end goal is to have a company and be able to have other DJs, take care of that. But if they need the equipment, if they need this awesome gear to make that event awesome, then hopefully we're there to provide that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So long term, that's kind of what we have our mindset as.
I like the fact that you do have those younger DJs that are a little bit more in tune with what the students are looking for.
Oh yeah, they know, dude, random music that nobody
you had never heard.
I'm like,
you had never heard.
I'm like, dude, this song sucks, bro. I'm like,
but the students are loving it.
Don't tell. I was literally at a combined high school dance with like 1,000+ kids.
Yeah.
And he was about to play this song he had keyed up. And I'm like, dude, do not play that song. I'm like, everybody's going to hate that song. I'm like, dude, it's going to be terrible. Plays it. Dude, they were going crazy.
Do you remember the name of it?
Honestly, I don't at the moment. But I'll be thinking of it. But it was hilarious. I had him send it to me after because I was like, there's no way. And he's like, dude, everybody, this song's popping. Like, everybody loves it. I'm
genuinely curious because... Like I don't doubt it at all, but I do feel like every now and then, like I'll receive a request or something, and I'm like, yeah, it'll pop off, or like I go listen to it later, and apparently, like it's starting to come up. It's starting.
I think one of them, I do remember one song. Yeah. There was like 2. Yeah. The other one though that was crazy, I don't remember exactly, but the other one was, I think it was "Off the Grid" by Kanye.
Okay.
You've heard that one?
I know I've listened to it once or twice. But.
Yeah, it's a good song, but I was like, I don't know, it's not like one of those bangers that you play, but dude, it was off the hook. So I was proud. I was proud of our little, the DJ that was handling the event. I was stoked to see that. So.
That's dope.
Yeah, man.
Chandler, probably I guess 2 other quick questions. We do when I try to keep these about 30 minutes. Over your experience in growing these businesses, Utah Wedding and Events, the Soda Bar, building out your studio, and DJing, it's clear you're obviously a big time entrepreneur. I feel like you probably had been doing entrepreneurial things prior to DJing. Is that a safe assumption?
Yeah.
I guess maybe more so in recent years. Is there a learning lesson that you have found or stumbled on or come across that really changed how you operated, or you as a person, or how you viewed specific things relating to entrepreneurship?
Yeah.
Does that question make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, there's not one thing exactly that has changed it. But the one thing that I always have in mind is like when you're sitting down, not doing anything, it's like the best idea comes to you is just to go for it, like 100%. That's what I've always had in mind. It's like, for example, DJing, I didn't think it was going to be anything special, to be honest. But like it's my full-time job right now, and I love it. Like it's so cool.
Your self-employed full-time job.
Yeah. And the Soda Bar, for example, I'm like, this is just going to be something small, and it's been growing pretty well. And then our, event business and stuff like that. And we have like too many Instagram pages, I feel like, to keep track of, that we just have been launching these small little companies. And if anyone out there has an idea that you want to go for or you think would be good, dude, you got nothing to lose. Like, the world is at your fingertips. That's what I always remember. Is like, whatever that idea is, just go for it. And if it doesn't work, that's cool. Just move on, Find the next idea. And that's kind of the mindset that we have. And going towards these things, it's like, it's either going to work out or it's not. What we learn? You learn so much along the way, and I think that's what's really important.
If this direction or this particular thing doesn't work out, what is more likely to work out, and then pivot from there.
Exactly.
I think it's very interesting that you say that, because I asked Brandon Estrada, he was here just last week.
Okay, cool.
I asked him awesome. a very similar question, and he said the same thing. Someone's got to start somewhere, and you're only going to learn if you act. For the first year, 2 years, like, of my DJing, I realized, I'm this young kid. I don't really know what I'm doing, but what I tell myself and I tell others, like, I got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
I realize I'm not the best DJ. I realize I don't even know what an XLR cable is.
That's a lie, bro.
I'm serious though, bro. I'm serious.
No way, dude.
That's what I would tell
myself. I
myself.
look up to you guys and I'm like, man, I go hang out. Like when we were hanging out the other day and you were mixing, I was like, dude, I can barely mix, scratching with my left hand, dude. I'm still trying to get those pullbacks and all that stuff. I'm like, you guys know your stuff, It obviously takes years. That's why you got years under me. I'm like sitting at home trying to practice all these different mixes now, because that's the best part of the business. Is like, there's a lot out there of people and entrepreneurs, and dude, there's always going to be someone that is better, that has that one skill that pushes you. And I think everybody needs that.
Yeah.
And so you and a lot of other people have been like that. And like, I don't always come out and say it, but there's been a lot of DJs that I look up to and I'm like, man, that he's got it going on. And if you take a skill from all those DJs or all the whatever company it is and slam it into one, dude, your business, you're going to have a good business. You know what I mean? So.
Well, thank you. That's a nice compliment. I completely agree. There's a number of DJs just even locally here in Utah like that I would do the same thing. I'd look up to. I guess starting out, like, it was Marcus Wing and Cooper Brown and Rob Foray, like those were big times. E-Rockalypse, like those are some DJs that
look at them, dude. They're killing it.
I like what you're doing here. I like what you're doing here. I like what you're doing here, and trying to pull it together. Let's see here. Maybe one other quick question for you, Chandler.
Yeah.
Let's say someone specifically is very interested in DJing. They just want to mix, maybe start throwing some parties or DJing high school dances or birthdays. Is there a tip or a piece of advice that you'd like to give them specifically, who's interested in DJing but haven't really made any action movements towards doing that?
Yeah. I would just recommend reaching out. Connection is huge.
Gotcha.
And like, I don't know. I message you a couple of times, like every now and again. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like this situation, or like, you know, even contracts or just random stuff. Like we were talking earlier, just here before the podcast about microphones, and I'm like, dude, Cooper Brown, bro, he's got good mics. So I hit him up, and he's got a lot of years in the industry. So it's like, I would just reach out, and once you start making those connections, then you kind of figure out what you need to do or what you need to buy, even a small mixer, just to start your own thing. And like I said, my first party, dude, there was not that many people there. Like it was small, but it was so fun. Like it didn't matter that there weren't any people there. It was like I went with something and I did it, you know, followed through. And that's like all that matters. So
that's dope, dude. It kind of just takes me back a little bit.
Don't tear up on me.
No,
now.
I'm not. I got something in my throat. No, it just takes me back a little bit, dude. Like I think back to that time of just starting and like literally just trying new things because like it sounds fun or interesting. Like,
yeah.
I didn't have any shame or like didn't have any hesitation because I didn't know what to think of or consider or whatnot. It's just like literally we're having
just
fun and
we're
spinning, we're DJing. Chandler, that's about it on time, bro. Is there anything that you want to leave? Actually, hold up. Where can we find you on social media? Instagram, yeah.
All right. We got a few Instagram pages, but you can find me at DJ C Chanz.
There it is.
On Instagram. And then we got our event company. It's called Utah Wedding and Events. Look at those pages, and we got tags to all our other stuff and rentals and fun stuff like that. So,
there you go, bro.
Website, everything.
Last little bit. Is there anything you'd like to leave the listeners with, or anything that we didn't talk about that you want to talk about for a sec?
Dude, keep listening to this guy, bro. I'm serious. He's going big places, big things. We've been talking for a little while. Like we met up like a year or two ago, I think.
It was less than a year when we were talking venue.
No, not at your house. When we were at like Neaters or something, we met up.
Yeah, that was the first time we like really had a
conversation. Yeah. But dude, from then until now, I think we've both like big steps. Yeah. Look at this thing, bro. We got Bring the Energy podcast right behind me.
Okay, you're done, awesome. Bro. You're done.
I'm serious. Listen to this guy though. Follow everybody and just keep going with this stuff. I love entrepreneurs. Like this is a cool setting to be in. To see people excel. And I'm not just saying you, but I'm saying everybody, you know. Yeah. It's cool to see even the DJs that I work with. There's one DJ in particular that just started like his own page. And dude, just to see him post and have things growing, I'm like, right there is kind of what you live for.
Seeing him taking that initiative.
Take off.
Seeing some momentum with
it.
I see it.
It's going to snowball.
Well, thank you, Chandler. I wasn't looking for compliments. I appreciate it, bro.
No.
You're a very ambitious entrepreneur, and I appreciate you taking the time to do it too. So come out and record the podcast. Let's do a follow up in like 2 years and see where we're at.
I like it.
3 years.
Let's do it.
You'll have to talk. Your assistant will talk to you.
Maybe sooner.
my assistant will talk to your assistant. And we'll figure something out.
Yeah,
because we'll have a lot on the calendar.
By that time, we'll be doing this podcast in Hawaii at his studio beach house.
Hey, there we go, baby. So. And when we get whatever. When we get all those subscribers, right now we're still having fun and we're early into season 2. But anyways, this has been episode 27.
27, bro.
Episode 27 of Behind the Energy podcast. DJ C Chanz, Chandler, my friends. Thank you. We'll catch you next week for episode 28.
28.